Hi guys, my name is Alisa, and today I want to speak about languages I know or study, and to tell you my structure that I made for myself to study languages better, faster. And first I will tell you my story, and then I will explain how to learn languages. Maybe you know a lot of these tips, but I hope something will help you, because all these tips I invented by myself or read somewhere, and it helps me to learn languages by myself. I don't visit any courses, or I have a teacher, but of course you can have a teacher, but you should understand that only teacher he can teach you the language, but it will be much slower, and you can do it much faster if you study by yourself and at the teacher, and if you make this system of learning by yourself. So I will tell you some tips, but first my story. Why should you listen to me, and which languages do I speak? First, of course, it's English. You can hear how I speak English now. It's not perfect. I have like B2, C1, something the middle of this, because I passed IELTS, I guess in autumn, and I had 6.5, so it means that I have B2, like almost C1 but not C1. And yeah, but my first language is, like, mother tongue is Russian, and English. I guess English is the easiest language of all languages I've studied, because I don't know, maybe because I was studying it since childhood and at the school, and actually I spent a lot of time on studying English. I could spend much less, but I was teenager and I didn't know how to like make this system. But okay, I speak English, it's good. So I had courses, I was studying at school, I was studying it even in kindergarten a little bit. So yeah, I had many hours of English, and also I was passing exams while I was graduating from my school. So yeah, English, like spending so much time on the language, of course I can speak it. As an adult, I already started to speak German. And to learn German, I was studying it a little bit at school, but I didn't have any knowledges, I guess, from school. And I was studying German also in the university. I had 1 year of German, like 2 times a week, but I only had A1 after this, and this is not a good result for me now, because the whole year for just A1, no, I don't understand that. I understand that you can do it much faster if you want to learn the language. I really understood that I need to learn Georgian, I guess, 1 year ago, and I started from the very beginning, because I forgot almost everything. I just remembered how to read, but not all the cases. I don't know. Why did I spend the whole year at the university and I don't remember anything? That's strange. So I started from the very beginning, and now I have B1 in German, so I can speak a little bit. Ja, ich spreche ein bisschen, aber nicht so gut. Ich versuche mein Deutsch zu verbessern, und ich habe eine Lehrerin, die mir hilft, aber ich mache selbst viele Dinge, mein Deutsch zu verbessern, mein Deutsch zu verbessern. Yeah. So yeah, I speak a little bit German now, and I had this result for 1 year. I started, I guess, 1 year ago, and from A1 I have B1 now, and I hope that I will have B2 the next year. Also, I moved to Georgia. That's why I started to study Georgian, and Georgian is a really complicated language. It's not usual. It belongs to Kartvelian family, like family group of the languages, and that was really difficult, because Georgian language has its own alphabet, it has its own pronunciation, and pronunciation is not my best side in Georgian, honestly. So yeah, I also speak Georgian on the level A1, I guess. And I was born in Russia, in Republic of Bashkortostan, and Bashkirs, it's people who live in Bashkortostan, like indigenous people. They speak Bashkir language, so I studied Bashkir language in school. Yeah, and I'm Tatar, and I also speak a little bit Tatar, but I don't speak, okay? I just know some words and I understand a lot. But Tatar language and Bashkir language, it's Turkish languages, and they have a lot in common with Kazakh language, for example, for you just to imagine what it's like. And with Turkish language a little bit, but it is written on Cyrillic, and that's why for many people they cannot read it. For example, Turkish people, they cannot read Tatar, but if they could read Cyrillic, they could understand words. And so yeah, and Tatar and Bashkir are pretty the same. So yeah, I was studying Bashkir, but I also know some words from Tatar, and actually I guess I know some mix of Bashkir and Tatar because I'm Tatar from Bashkortostan. So yeah. So now we can go straight to the point. What can you do to learn the language you want to learn, even if it's rare, or as Georgian, for example, or it's complicated as German, because German it's not the easiest language, of course, but for me it's not so difficult, just maybe because I'm Russian who knows English. So English and Russian really helps you to learn German easier. So the first thing I want to talk about is motivation, because without motivation it's difficult to learn any language. Of course, there are situations when like you need to learn the language. Maybe you move to another country, or you want to study in another country, or I don't know, you are like part of the family of people from this country who speak this language, so you just need to know this language, or you need to pass the exam, or something like that. But there are situations when there is no need like to know this language, and you should just do this because you want, you like it, and it's completely okay. And if you have a passion for learning languages, I think you wouldn't watch this video, because you already know how to motivate yourself, you already know how to study, because people who are like passionate about languages, they just do it because they just feel this will to do this. But if you watch, maybe you don't know how to maintain your motivation. And as a person who for example me, I love learning languages, but I have these periods when I don't have a motivation at all, and of course I need to go through these periods. Sometimes I just sit and think, what for do I do this? I don't want to do this, but what for? The understanding of this aim helps me to keep my motivation. Here are some crazy or strange or funny reasons why should you learn your language. Maybe you can find someone who you fall in love with, or you find a pen pal, or you find some opportunities in another country. So you need something or someone who will maintain this motivation in you. So I know many people who are motivated by the thing that they can make other people jealous, and they like to show off by knowing these languages. So actually it's a good reason, I guess, to know the language, because we always see these movies in which people are just speaking some languages fluently in some strange moments in the film, and you're like, oh, you know this language, so you're clever. So yes, some people are motivated by this. Where to start? What should you do to start learning the language? Maybe the language you've never like touched, and maybe you just even don't know alphabet, for example, as with Russian or Georgian. English-speaking people usually don't know even don't know the alphabet, so it's difficult for them to learn it and to start with this. So what should you do? Of course, learning language is a really undertaking and really long-term goal, so it may help to break this task into two blocks. First is grammar and the second is vocabulary, and you should work on both of these tasks in the beginning, because without vocabulary you will not be able to make sentences. Without grammar you will not be able to make sentences. So these are two parts that you need to pay attention at. What about the grammar? I use two apps for studying grammar and for practicing grammar. It's of course Duolingo. You know about the Duolingo. I guess everyone knows about Duolingo. And Busuu. These two apps I use pretty regularly. Busuu I try to use every day, and Duolingo from time to time. And also I mix this when I learn German language. I mix this with Nikos Vek. This is also like a series which help you with some exercises that helps me to practice my grammar. So, but yeah, I use Duolingo and I use Busuu. And what can I say about this? I guess these apps really help if you have no idea what to do and you have no knowledges in like this language. But Duolingo mostly oriented on practice, and without grammar it's really difficult to understand sometimes and to make these exercises, and sometimes it has no sense when you just doing Duolingo without understanding what are you doing, because you really need to see the grammar, to see the rules, because it will help you to see like the whole picture of the language. And I don't think it works if you just hear and repeat many times the same sentences. It will just have no effect. I think you saw these jokes, like you go to another country and say all these sentences from Duolingo, and they are pretty weird sometimes. So yeah, I think that Duolingo should be mixed with grammar, and I really like how grammar is presented in Busuu. In Busuu there are exercises also, levels and examples of using the sentences and words, and like I guess it's pretty good. And they also have this grammar in like one page for this for some certain theme. There are examples and grammar also, and I really like this grammar because it's made good. And sometimes I just screen the grammar and just look at this when I need to make some, I don't know, schreiben, I want to say schreiben, writing, or even speaking. I can just look at this and understand, do I make it correct? If I forgot something, for example, it really helps. What is also good about Busuu, that your writings and speaking tasks, you can choose which task do you want to do, speaking or writing. You can send it to native people, yeah. So native people can correct your mistakes, and it's really easy for them. And you can also correct the mistakes of other people who learn your language. Sometimes I'm just looking for the natives of the language I study who study my language. So I make friends with these people and I just send them my exercises and they send me their exercises. So we help each other, and I guess it's really cool idea, because natives they just can help you in the way no one can help you. And all of these maps are created with game mechanics, and of course it works. It gives you more and more motivation to make these tasks. But don't forget that your aim to learn the language, not to make all these tasks. I know so many people who are addicted to Duolingo, for example, and they're making these tasks and making these tasks, and it has no sense if you don't understand what for are you doing it for. Like what are you doing it for? Yeah. And sometimes I just jump between the levels when I understand that these tasks are too simple for me. I just jump to another level and check if this level works. So I guess it's important always to remember that it's not about game mechanics, okay? It's not a game, it's learning the language. So these apps should help you, not you should like be thinking in these apps. And if you have some difficulties, because of course sometimes in the languages there are difficult themes that are not explained really good in apps, I advise you to search for certain videos. There are so many influencers, video bloggers who make videos on special themes, in grammar themes, for example, so you can hear what they say and you can hear them explaining this theme. Sometimes it works really good and they're good teachers. You know how I was learning English and how I guess many people learn languages at schools and in the university. We always do these exercises without understanding anything, so I guess it doesn't work. It is better when you hear a lot of speech, when you speak, you try to speak even if your language level is low. It works much better than exercises like repeating and repeating. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and you just learn the language much slower than you could do it if you were working with real speech, for example videos or texts or real person, native person. But I will talk about this a little bit later. Now I will tell you more about the vocabulary. What do I do to know so many words, like to make my vocabulary? Actually, I am doing with Goethe Institute exam, which I'm preparing for. I have these lists of vocabulary, lexica, all the words that I need to know for the exam, so it's much easier. But you can also find some lists of words that you need to know for different language levels, and I guess there are so many lists on the internet. It can be 1,000 words, 2,000 words, 3,000 words, no matter. But first you should know these words, for example from the very beginning level, A1, A2. At the beginning you need to learn the simplest words, because if you start to learn from the some difficult words or some rare words, it will be difficult for you to make the sentences and to start to speak. Yeah, so the simplest words, the lists of the simplest words, you should get it, and then you go. What I do, I go to the Quizlet. Quizlet is a site, and also I guess they have an app, I don't know, but I always use it in the computer. So I have this list and I import it into the Quizlet. After I have all these words in Quizlet, I use a memorization mode, and this mode really helps me to remember these words. I just do it every day. I spend on it, I guess, 30 minutes or 1 hour a day. It's important because it works strange, because you don't remember all these words at one time, but some words you catch really fast, and some of them you will need some association to remember these words, but at the end you will know all these words. Like if you just have it on Quizlet, you practice every day 30 minutes or I don't know 1 hour, it's enough. And after 1 month or 2 months you will have all these words inside your head. So with knowing grammar and these words inside your head, you will be able to speak. So what should you do to be able to understand what people say, to speak, to write, to read? What should you do? I guess what I did with all the languages I was studying, I used different techniques, different actions for each of these blocks. Speaking actually is the easiest block for me, but I know that many people have problems with speaking because they just don't practice. You hear me speaking English now, and of course I have a lot of mistakes in my speech, but I speak because I think, yeah, I'm good enough to speak. Even if I speak not so good, I'm able to speak, so I will speak. And many people, for example in Russia, where I was studying in Russia, and we were studying English at school, many people were like, I'm not able to speak. They know a lot of rules, they know a lot of words, but they are afraid of speaking. And I guess this ice should be broken at the very beginning, because I guess it's a really sad situation when you just know a lot and you don't speak. You should improve this skill from the very beginning. And what I advise, I always use the app italki. I found a teacher. I had already 2 teachers of German there. Usually it starts with A2, so you can find a teacher even if you have a A2. And this teacher will just talk to you. So he doesn't have to teach you, you do it by yourself. All you do is just practicing speaking. And it doesn't cost a lot, actually, even for me, even from German teachers. They don't take a lot of money because they don't teach. It's easy for them, they just speak to you. So yeah, I take 30 minutes lessons and I do it every week. So every week I have some practice. It really helps to break the ice. You become really confident in your speech. Of course, you can find a person to speak with on another app, for example, Tandem. You can find people who learn your language, and you can find natives who learn the language, so you will speak with each other on your language and on his language. And so you help each other. I guess it can also work, and I found some friends there, but usually I used it for chatting, and this really helped me to improve my writing skills. Of course, you can find pen pals not only in Tandem but some, dating apps, somewhere else. Why Tandem really works for me for writing? Because people in this app, they can correct your mistakes. You can correct their mistakes, they can correct your mistakes, and that's really cool because you see your common mistakes, and someone for free just correct your mistakes. It's super cool. So this is about writing. Tandem really helped me to improve my writing because I was able to find so many people to chat with and people with the same interests, so we could exchange our languages and help each other, and I really think that this is helpful. And what about reading and listening? I have the only one advice. You should read or listen to something you are really interested in, because it will give you this motivation to continue listening to this podcast, for example, or blog, or to continue watching this TV series. Or if you, for example, read some article or blog, you will be able to read till the end. And this is really important. I don't know why, but many people don't use this advice and they don't explore these spheres, blog spheres, or they don't find these influencers that could be interesting to them in the language they learn. You will be able to find new influencers or bloggers you would be interested in, because in the spheres I'm interested in my mother tongue, I found I guess I explored everything. I know all the true crime, I know all the psychologists I'm able to listen to, but in, for example, German true crime, I don't know anyone. Now I know someone, but before I didn't know how it looks inside of this community, and so this is so interesting to explore, and it will give you this motivation to continue. And of course, listening can be active and passive, and I call passive listening when you are just listening to something, for example, you listen to music, or you watch series, or you watch YouTube, and you don't write anything down. You just listen, and some phrases, some sentences, some words go to your head, and in some situation you just know how to say it, and you don't know why do you know it. So passive listening is really useful and helpful, but active listening really helped me when I was the beginner, for example in German, and it really helped me in Georgian also. I was watching TV series, not really difficult, some, I don't know, funny series which are common here in Georgia, and some really simple series from Germany, and I was writing down everything, like all the words I don't know, all the phrases. When you are a beginner, there are so many words. It will help you to hear how people speak. It will help you to catch some really useful words that people use from these dialects. When I was the beginner in German, I guess it took me 1 hour or 2 hours to make only 5 minutes of the series. This process, it is the process when you really touch language, when you study language, when you touch at the same time grammar and vocabulary. So I really advise you to do this sometimes, maybe once a week or something like that, but it is really helpful. At the end, I want to talk about the discipline. What I've found out from learning so many languages is that it is better to do something every day, at least 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, if it's too long for you, but you should have this slot in your schedule. You should know that today I will do something for my language learning, and it's better when you know what exactly are you going to do. I have a time slot for apps, I have a time slot for watching TV series, and I do it at the end of the day when, like, I need to have a rest, and okay, I will watch this one series, and it will help me to learn German, for example. It's better to spend 1 hour every day than to spend 7 hours once a week or twice a week, because you need always to be in this process. You need always to hear these words, to hear these sentences, to catch this grammar. You should be always in this context. You should go somewhere, you should listen to music in this language. So it will help you to keep motivation and to stay motivated, and I'm convinced that it works much better, because yeah, I was studying German for 1 year. I was going to courses twice a week, and what is my result? Nothing. I couldn't understand anything. But this year I was studying German every day. Maybe there were days when I wasn't making exercising in apps, or I didn't hear or didn't watch series or something, but almost every day I did something for learning. And now I have B1. From A1 to B1, it's 1 year, and I understand a lot. I can watch series, I can watch blogs, I can understand a lot, and I can speak a little bit, but I can speak. And what is also important is not to be afraid to use language, because I know some people who, for example, live in Germany and they have B1 or B2 and they don't speak. They have friends, German friends, and they speak English with them. And it's not okay. If you have some people, native people around you, you should use language. If you don't use it, you will never achieve your aim. Because to speak the language, you should speak it. To understand the language, you should hear and always speak it. I know that sometimes it's uncomfortable, and people feel really stupid when they don't understand a lot of things and they're beginners, but it's okay. I'm just saying myself, it's okay, Alisa, you feel stupid because it's not your native language. It's okay that you don't understand at all all the things what people say around me, but I'm trying. But this moment when you start to understand something, it gives you a really big motivation. You can continue doing what you do just because you feel this progress, you just hear this progress, you say this progress, so it works and you understand that. And So this is the end of the video, and in a couple of minutes, what is that? Oh my god, don't fall, okay. So guys, this is the end of the video. It's windy already, and I hope my camera will not fall. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you will take something from me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You can also look at my other videos. Check my channel, subscribe, and it was Alisa. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.